So guys, today I'm joined by Dan.
Hello.
And Dan is currently the number one UK Dark Dimension player?
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. Maybe more of a stroke of luck than any skill, Dan.
There was no skill involved whatsoever.
No, I'm sure that you know more about Dark Dimension than most players, to be fair.
And that's probably why I win some games, because I don't know what they do.
There's not many people are used to seeing Dormammu. Nevertheless, we've been working for all the affiliations. The only ones we've got left are Dark Dimension and Winter Guard. So Dan, you agreed to come on today to show off the Dark Dimension.
Yeah.
Although you've got something pretty spicy in the mix, haven't you? You've got Malekith in there as well.
Yeah. So, Malekith and Dormammu is an entertaining combo.
I can imagine, yeah. I saw you were playing at the event of the weekend, and I came over and didn't you have 5 models between both players?
Yeah, we were playing 16 threat and I was running Dormammu and Malekith.
So you were a threat down, yeah. And Jonah had Hulk, Shield and Steve. Crazy matchup, so I don't think I've seen anything like that before. Hopefully we'll be able to show something off like that today. I'm going to be running the Guardians with Thanos, just so I've got the option to go a little bit wider. We haven't had them on the channel in a while as well, so I thought I'd bust them out. So we're going to roll some dice for priority, get our mission sorted and then see what happens. So Dan, good luck, and we'll see how it goes. Well then Dan, shall we roll for priority?
Yep, let's go for it.
I've got 2.
That's 1. That's about normal for me then.
So I have 1 priority, so we'll move on to missions. Right then Dan, so we've got quite different missions, so it took me a moment to just have a quick look through and decide what I was going to go for. I think I'm going to go with my secures in the end, but what we'll do is we'll quickly run through all the missions first. So starting with my secures, the first one I've got is sword base. Now, as much as I don't like this mission personally, I did play against Pat Dunford when he was running his Guardians with Thanos, so I think that the Guardians can definitely perform well on it, just because they can go super wide and still have some really solid characters. It is only 14 threat, however you'll be picking the threat value, so I don't think you need to worry about that. After that, I've got Mutant Madmen. Again, I can go pretty wide, so I'll be able to deal with the fact that there's 4 points. I've got pretty average physical defences across the roster, so I should be able to keep on top of that one. However, it's not one I particularly want to be taking up against Malekith and friends and Dormammu. Again, I think I'll be okay. I think it suits my roster, it lets me spread out a little bit. Next up, we've got Superpowered Scoundrels. So this one is right at the other end of the threat values at 20 threat. Again, not sure how much I want to be taking this one up against you, but it is super wide. There's 5 points on the board, and it does give anyone securing a point cover, which could help with the attrition playstyle. So that could really help the Guardians if it comes down to a slugfest, which I think it might do. Then, if we move on to my extracts, the first one I've got is Mutant Extremist target US Senators. Although it's not necessarily the best mission for a wide roster, I like the really low threat value again, and I think forcing that with the Guardians can be really useful. Especially into a roster that wants to play really tall, such as Brotherhood or Dormammu in a sense, or any other roster where they can't really go as wide at the low threat values. After that, I've got 2 missions that are above 17 threat each. I've got Struggle for the Q Continues and Spider Infected. I've taken both of these for much the same reasons. There's 5 points on the board. 17 is a middling threat value. It's the average is what you say. I can go super wide there and hopefully get the upper hand on holding all of those points. So Dan, do you want to talk us through your missions?
Yeah, so for my extracts, I've got scrolls. The only reason this is in is because I lack anything else I like.
Yep.
So it's a throwaway. Fear Grips World, hammers, 18 points. I like my big models.
Yep.
Them having extra dice, what's not to like really. Deadly Legacy, 3 points on the table. Kind of know where people are. 19 threat. It's getting close to where I want to be really. Yep. with my style of Dark Dimension. Then on secures, Gamma Waves, 3 known points. With Malekith's Midnight Phantasmagoria. Being able to push people away, and I found with my roster I either like being at the top of the level, threat level, or at the bottom. I don't like 14 because I can't get all my toys, but 15, 20, they're kind of where I want to be. Deadly Meteors, again, 3 points, control the most. Kind of works in my favour sometimes. If you've got 1 point, I don't really have to push for it.
Yeah, well the thing is, you can have 2 huge characters standing on 2 points, and that sort of makes it really hard for me.
Yeah, exactly. And then Demons Downtown, similar idea, 3 points down the middle, you get Incinerate.
Yep.
Dormammu's immune to Incinerate.
what's not to like, really, when you force me to fight you. I really don't want to.
And again, 19 points getting to where I want to be, really. So,
as I said, I am going to go with my secures. I am tempted for the first time, we don't normally do this, but to change the one I was going to go with. I don't know, I'm looking at those missions, I'm not quite sure what's going to work out best. I'm going to stick to my secures and hope that it can see me through. I don't want to end up on Gamma Waves just because of Midnight Fantastic card, whatever it's called. So we'll try and avoid that one. So my blues and your reds. So if we get these and give them a shuffle. So I'll put them out.
So this is where my son really annoys me when playing at home, and he sits there and he names each card in order, and he gets it right so many times. He goes,
have to try
"That's that
one.
one.
The card, yeah.
That's that one. That's that one. That's the one I want to play."
Nice.
And he's right all the time. It's like, will you stop it?
I can imagine it's not great. So I'll let you pick first time.
Let's go with that one.
Nice. So I'll take these out of the way. That's the one you want. I'll do the same. I'll take the one in the middle. And let's see what we've got. So we've got superpower scoundrels and hammers. So, which threat value would you like to play down?
20.
Nice. So we're going to go all out 20 threat and we'll see what happens. So guys, you might have been expecting to see Thanos with the Guardians, but I decided in the end to take a different approach and go as wide as I could physically do. So I've gone 7 wide. So the only characters in my roster that I'm not actually using right now are Ronan, Thanos and Angela. So it's going to be interesting to see how this fares, because I think I know what Dan's going to be taking, seeing as I've talked to him about what to run at 20 threat before. So I'm just going to briefly run through all of the characters here just because there are so many, and then I'll do a brief talk through my tactics cards. So first of all, we've got Star-Lord. He's pretty decent free threat. He's got some decent ranged energy attacks. He can put out some conditions. His leadership is actually really good now with the wing unit tokens. Lets you give out 3 tokens to any character on your team. Each character can only have 1 each though. And you can use these tokens to reroll 2 dice when attacking, defending, and I believe dodging. Yeah, dodging as well. So you can do it when dodging as well. Next up, we've got Gamora. So she's a little bit of a heftier pointed character. 4 threats, which isn't that much in the grand scheme of things compared to Dan's roster. But in the roster I'm running today, that's quite a lot. So Gamora is a 4 threat character and she's extremely good at what she does. She's the deadliest woman in the galaxy. Next, we've got the deadly duo. We've got Rocket and Groot together. They're a 5 threat package. They work really, really well. Rocket puts out lots of ranged damage for a 2 threat, whereas Groot has that stopping power. He can protect Rocket. And he also brings along We Are Groot, which we'll talk about in a second. It's a really, really good card, especially with the new updates. After that, we've got Drax the Destroyer. Again, he's quite tanky for a 3 threat. So I'm hoping him and Groot will be taking the brunt force of Dan's roster, but we'll see. He's got a nice throw on his character card, which is going to be really useful. He can give out bleed, and he's got a decent way of pushing out some attacks. Next up, I've got Nebula. So again, another 2 threat. I really think she can punch above her weight, especially with all the rerolls if the target is holding an objective or contesting one. So she should hopefully be really useful. If she can just daze one of Dan's models, I'm sure she'll be getting her points back and more. Lastly, we've got the Punisher. So I put this guy into the roster for this kind of situation. I didn't think it'd actually come up, but if I decided to go super wide, what better way to get punishment token on the Punisher than by having lots of friends to die. So hopefully you'll be able to get loads and loads of punishment tokens and do some huge attacks into Dan's roster, which could make the difference between the Guardians seeing it through to the end of the day and not seeing it past turn 2, so we'll see. When we move on to tactics cards, I've got a couple of affiliated cards, a couple of specific character cards, which I'll quickly run through. So first of all, we've got Crew of the Milano. So any number of allied Guardians of the Galaxy characters may spend 1 power to play this card. Each character that spent power removes all special conditions and cannot suffer special conditions this round. So it's going to be really useful if there's a turn where Dan's built up all these Incinerates and Hexes from Dormammu, just to go, you know what, I don't want those anymore, and you can't give them me for the rest of the round. A little bit of a hard reset on special conditions. It's going to be really useful. Next up, we've got We Are Groot. So this card's really, really good. Groot can spend 3 power to play it, and Groot and allied characters within 4 of him all remove 2 damage. So with the removal of Medpack and a bunch of the other healing things like field dressing, having access to this is going to be huge. And the fact that I've got it in such a wide roster, if everyone's taken 2 damage, Groot could play this and be healing upwards of 10 health across my team, which is just phenomenal. It's going to be really, really powerful. We've then got Lovable Misfits, which I'm not going to bother reading out because it's a whole wall of text. But essentially, when you play this card, every Guardian may spend 1 power each to play this card, and then you roll the dice for each one, taking it in whichever order you fancy. There's a bunch of different results. One of them stuns everyone within a certain range. One of them deals damage to enemies within 3 contesting or holding objectives. One of them gives you a free attack, and one of them gives you a free move. So it's almost like a souped up version of Moon Knight's personality disorder superpower. So hopefully we'll get some good results out of that. We've got Deadly Duo next. So this is a card that Rocket and Groot get to play together. And when they play it, Rocket gets to make a bunch of free plasma rifle attacks against up to 3 enemies within range. So again, it's just adding into my action economy. I'm already pretty sure that I'm going to outnumber Dan at least by a couple of characters, which then means my action economy is suddenly so much more important because I can just do so much more during a round than Dan can. Lastly, we've got Patch Up. It is the only restricted tactics card in my roster because I do have one of the restricted gems on Thanos. I've taken it here just because if there is anyone that gets down to low health and isn't quite dazed, I think it's going to be really useful to be able to patch them up to full health. So that's the 7 wide Guardians roster. It's the first time we've gone 7 wide with anything on the channel. And I think, Dan, you're going to go for the polar opposite, aren't you? So we'll move on to the Dark Dimension.
Yeah, so as you said, Aaron, bit of an opposite to yours. 3 wide at 20. I seem to have an allergy to anything less than 5 points in this roster. So starting off with Dormammu, his leadership ability means that once he's in your squad, you are affiliated to Dark Dimension, regardless of where everything else comes from. As an addition, when one of your allied characters has 6 or more power on them, they take a damage, and they also generate 1 extra power in the power phase. This combined with one of his other superpowers, where when allied characters take damage, Dormammu gets a power, is pretty much where Dormammu's power generation comes from. Obviously, 8 threat leader.
He's a big boy, isn't he?
Yeah, and probably the big one is on his attacks, he counts skulls in his attack roll and the defense roll as his successes, which can be upsetting for people.
It definitely can, because if you skull out, you're not blocking anything, and then even worse, you can't hit successes.
Yep. Then moving on to obviously the new hotness at the moment, Malekith.
Yep.
Another big threat model, 7 points for him. Lots of board presence. Has the ability to pay to treat skulls as crits, which is always nice. And with the extra power he gets from being in the Dark Dimension to Dormammu, means he's generating 3 a turn.
Yeah, so that's really, really powerful. Good thing about Malekith is he brings a charge, so it adds a little bit into your action economy as well.
Yeah. And talking about action economy, we have Sorcerer Supreme Strange.
Yes.
Who, under Dormammu, generates 4 power a turn.
Nice.
So what that means is turn 1, Scalpel is online.
Yep.
So I can Scalpel Dormammu or Malekith to the centre of the board without them having activated.
So yeah, it's going to be really helpful for making sure they don't have to waste any time moving around.
Yeah. Plus, kind of like Groot, he's got his Shining Circle attack, which can heal allies.
Yep, and remove conditions, which is going to be really useful, as I think they're what really hurt these big characters.
Yeah.
Moving on to tactics cards, Dan, do you want to run through what you've brought along?
Yeah, so probably the biggest gimme with Dormammu and Malekith is Smash.
Yep.
So Dormammu can smash size 4. And Malekith can smash size 3. Neither of those two you really want having extra dice. Next one, Patch Up. I mean, like I say, it's a given one that's in every list. The next one, Dark Empowerment. This is one that hasn't really made my list before when I was running Dark Dimension, because I was running all the 3 FET models. What Dark Empowerment does is allow a model to take damage, and then any power they generate from their next attack is passed off to another friendly model within 3.
Yeah, so that's really, really good.
So you can imagine Malekith taking the damage and then siphoning all the power he gets off that attack to Dormammu. It helps with power stacking on the card, so that Malekith hopefully won't be going into turn 2 taking a load of damage from the leadership.
I think it's crazy because with Malekith as well, and Dormammu to an extent, you can almost guarantee doing 4 or 5 damage on an attack.
Yeah.
So being able to pass off that much power is huge.
Yeah. The next one, Grievous Wounds, or as I like to call it in this matchup, the anti-tree card.
Yep.
Designed to make Groot go down.
Nice.
I
think
don't want him healing.
Groot is the only character in my roster that might survive a few attacks. Other than that, I'm not sure how I'll do. So having that's going to be a real pain.
And then Face Me, probably one of my new favourite tactics cards. Just being able to move people out of position and right into my face. And again, with the power generation I have early turn, it is online turn 1.
Nice.
So overextending against them can be painful.
Really bad, because if you pull in one of my important characters, even if it's Star-Lord early on, you can just remove my leader, which is pretty scary. So we will move into deployment, and then we'll be right back with you. Right, Dan, so we're about to go into deployment. I'm just going to quickly run through all of the terrain and what missions, the layout of them. So we've got a size 4 building over here. We've got 3 size 3 crates. Then we've got size 2 statue, all the hedges and whatnot are size 2. The cars are size 2, and then these little barrels are just size 1s. So a decent mix of terrain. No size 5 this time around, purely because we've not done that before, I don't think. I think we've always played with at least one size 5, so we wanted to mix it up a little. For missions, we've got hammers, which is a D deployment, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4 hammers. And then the other mission is Superpower Scoundrels, where there's 5 points. So there's 1 dead centre, 1 over here next to this car, this crate, this bush. There is 1 on top of the comic shop. And there's 1 hiding behind this crate and 1 hiding behind that crate. So lots and lots of points on the board, Dan. Hopefully I can punish you a little bit just because of how much I outnumber you, but we'll see. I have priority on, so
Indeed.
I get to drop the first character. So I'm going to start off with Groot in the middle. So I'm not really sure who else to start with, if I'm being honest. But after you've put down 3 characters, I'll then know exactly where you're going. So Dormammu.
Straight in the middle.
Nice.
So that you can grab that hammer, turn 1 without moving.
Yep, because he does start within range 1 of it due to the size of his base. I'm going to put Rocket next to Groot just because I think it's fairly certain that they need to stick together.
Yeah. And I'm thinking Malekith.
Nice. That's pretty intimidating to see.
Right next to him.
Right, so for me, Dan, next, who should we go with? I think we're going to put the Punisher down, quite central as well, just because of how long range his attacks off.
Yeah. And then I might as well get mine over and have a break.
Yep.
We'll go with Strange right next to them. The theory being it's a bit more chicken for you now.
Yes.
Because you don't know which way I'm going.
Yeah, you are very central. I was hoping Strange would go over there, which sort of would let me know you're going that way. So I've got 4 more characters to put down. We're going to start with Star-Lord, who's going to go over here. He's standing here because he's got flight. So hopefully he can make it up onto that building later on in the game, if it's still around.
I hope it's not.
Yeah, I can see a smash coming. So next up we've got Nebula, who's a long mover. She can't interact with or secure objectives, so I'm just going to send her as a homing missile forwards and see what I can do against either Dormammu or Malekith. Might not work, but we'll see. Then we've got Drax again. I think he's going to have to try and get in there and hold you up a little bit whilst the rest of the team scores me some points. And then last but definitely not least, we've got Gamora. She's a long mover with stealth, so I'm going to actually go quite heavy on this side of the board. I think I'm just trying to weigh up where I want it. I'm going to put her in the middle, actually. I'm going to put her just there. The long move means I should be able to get to every point on the board, except for maybe this one, because of where she is. And obviously not your home hammer, but I assume you'll be picking that up anyway.
Yeah.
So Dan, that's us fully deployed. I've had to make space for all these character cards. I'll just put my tactic cards out here. I'm not sure if you can see them, but we'll make sure to let you know when we use them anyway.
I'll try and do you some favours and move some of those cards to you.
Thanks, Dan. Yeah, I'm sure that'll help massively. So, good luck, and we'll see how it goes. Right, Dan, I do have priority, and I'm guessing it's the only time in this game I'm going to have it. Sadly, there's not a huge amount I can do with it. I've just looked across. I've got 7 characters, you've got 3, and yet you still have more power than me in the power phase as well. So it's going to definitely be interesting to see how this works out. The only other thing I need to do is give out some wing unit tokens. So I don't have any wing unit tokens, so it's only fair I think that I use the web head tokens instead.
You've got to get them in somewhere.
I've got to get them in somewhere. See, I've got no web warriors this time around. So I'm going to give 1 to Rocket, 1 to Nebula, and 1 to Frank. So I'm basically going to go for shooting you early on if I can. And those are all of my hitters, as well as Nebula, who can just run up and hit someone. So Dan, my first activation is going to be Star-Lord. It might be a little bit risky, but I think he'll be okay over here. So we're going to move once to here, and once again, as far away from all of your characters as possible. He's just going to grab a hammer. And that is the end of his activation.
That,
I think the word you're looking for is pass, isn't it?
well, he's tasty there for a nice little smash later. But yeah, I think all things considered, it's pass.
Yeah, nice. So I can see me activating a few characters before you even have to think about what you're doing. So next up on the list of characters to go, I think I'm going to go with... I think it's got to be Drax. He does only have 2 Mystic, but your only real Mystic attacks are over there. So I think I might be okay being a
Don't
bit
forget
brave.
Malekith does have a Mystic
He
beam.
does, it's a beam, isn't it? But it's not as hard hitting as the others, so I should be okay in theory. I'm going to move once to here, and once again round to here. And Drax is going to spend his power to grab a hammer. So at the minute I've got both the hammers, but I don't think it's going to last for very long. Dan, would you like to pass again?
Yeah, go on.
Alright, so in that case I'm going to go with Gamora, who is going to move onto this point with a long move. And then now that she's there, I can see exactly where I want to get to. So I'm just actually going to go like this. So I'm backstopped by the car a little bit. I've got stealth anyway, so I don't have to worry too much. And that's the end of Gamora's activation.
Guess what?
Are we going to pass again?
Pass again?
Nice. So I'll grab some ticks. As always, we've got some sirens in the background, and I think they'll be for the Guardians this time. So I've put some ticks out there. Right, next up we will go with... I think it's got to be Groot. I don't want to risk him getting killed too early. So he's just going to move once to here, like so. And then he's going to just move ever so slightly to there. That's the end of Groot's activation.
Right then, so I've actually got to do something.
You do, yeah.
I'm thinking this feels like a bit of Dormammu. So Dormammu's got medium move.
Yeah, is he going to grab the hammer?
He's going to grab the hammer before he
Nice.
does anything else. That's 1 power. So if he's over there, you are over 3 away there. So I think what he's going to do is come on up onto top of this building because he does have flight. Because why wouldn't a model this size?
Don't think he'll be able to make it with 1 move just because of the size of his base. Just having a look. Yeah, I think he'll be overhanging slightly if he does 1 move.
Yeah. So we'll do it as 2 moves.
Yep.
Up and then hop onto the edge there with
Nice.
the second move to hold that point.
So Star-Lord is not looking very happy as he sees that coming over the hill. Right
And
then.
that is Dormammu done.
So I've just got Rocket, Nebula and Frank left to go. So I think Frank is going to be the one to go for me next. I'm going to move onto this point, so he's moving once to here. I'm actually going to use the second action to move back a little bit. Just so I'm as far away as possible, like that. And I'm sure he'll be ready to rack up some punishment tokens very soon. I just need to make sure I keep putting my ticks out as well.
Yes.
There we go.
Right, so I think we'll go with something a little bit strange, and by that I mean the Doctor.
Nice.
Who, just checking Scalpel. Scalpel was in 2, so he'll have to move first. But that's not too upsetting. So he's going to come and stand right here.
Yep.
In front of Malekith. And then presto changeo, Malekith will
Get teleported forwards.
get teleported forwards.
It's really, really nice having the power for that straight away, isn't it?
Yeah. And then, just because he doesn't want to leave his friend all alone,
Strange going to move
Strange
up till he's
will-
on the point.
walk up so he's on that point now.
Nice. So,
So that is Strange done.
Strange is finished. Nice. So, this is getting a bit dicey over on this side for Drax, as I think I know the type of thing that's incoming. Nebula might be able to run forward and do a cheeky attack into Malekith, but I'm not sure how much that will help. I'm going to risk it. Nebula's going to move up to here. She is actually going to stay within 1 of the point. I'm not sure whether she'll get cover or not. I'm just going to have a quick look.
So I will
no.
get cover.
I won't get. So I was wondering whether I'd get cover there, but I don't believe I will because I can't contest the objective, which means I can't get cover. So we're going to do a 4 dice pistol attack into Malekith. So we'll grab some dice trays and then move on to that. Right then, so Nebula is rolling 4 energy dice. She can re-roll everything because you are contesting an objective.
But you can't modify against
But
Malekith.
because it's Malekith, I'm not allowed to.
Yep.
So, sadly, it's just 4 dice and I'm going to hope for the best. So let's see what happens. 2 at the minute with a crit.
Technically nothing, but I do have a skull, so I can pay to turn it into a crit.
Do you want to make it a crit before I add mine?
I do.
Nice. So I'll add more crit into the roll. So just 2 in total.
Just the 1, but I do have cover from the objective.
So you are blocking everything. So Nebula might not be as good at hunting down Malekith, so I think next turn she'll be going after Shrine instead. However, I thought it might be worth it just to try and get some cheeky damage on Malekith early on. That's the end of Nebula's activation. Can I borrow an activated token as I've already run out?
If you must.
Thank you. So we'll put that on Nebula. And then it is over to you, Dan.
And then you're going to need another one for Rocket.
I am. Thank you.
So I think Malekith feels a charge coming on here.
Nice.
So he'll spend 2 power for ferocity.
Yep.
And he gets a medium move and an attack. So you're right. He's going to come stand right in front of Drax.
Nice. I'm sure Drax isn't scared, but I think he should be.
Yeah. So this is a 7 dice energy.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I don't have any power at the moment to pay for the conversion of skulls.
So hopefully it won't be too bad. I do roll 3 defense dice and a reduced damage by 1, so we'll see what happens.
3 at the moment.
So I'm blocking 2.
So
there's no rerolls on either side. So you pierce one or more, which means I would be taking 2 damage. Because I reduce it by 1 though, I'm only taking the 1.
So I get 1 power and you get thrown as a result of the attack.
So I don't think you're going to be able to throw him into Nebula, sadly, just because of the corner of the crate.
Yeah, so I will just throw you straight backwards into the crate.
Nice. So Drax hits that. He is only size 2, so the crate won't be destroyed at all. But Drax will take another damage. Things aren't looking too good for the Destroyer at the minute.
And then it would be rude not to hit him with another 7 dice.
Yes.
That's pretty good. That's 5 at the moment with 3 wilds. Sadly,
So
I can only pierce once.
I've blocked nothing at all. I was hoping to survive and give out my Drax's Vengeance token, but with a roll like that, Drax is definitely going down. So Drax is dazed, he takes 3 damage. And you will gain 3 power. And I'll drop a hammer, which I'm sure you'd like to get.
I would definitely like to have that hammer, thank you very much.
Nice, so both Malekith and Dormammu holding hammers, which is not something I'd like, but I don't think I've been able to avoid it. Right then, Dan, over to me for the last activation.
Maybe not. I'm just considering whether I use Face Me.
Yeah. Oh, the other thing I need to do, sorry, is the Punisher will gain a punishment token.
Yeah.
So we'll use this token just to represent a punishment token.
So Face Me allows me to target an enemy within 4
Yep.
and advance on their speed towards me.
Yes.
So I'm thinking to drop this on Groot, on Groot, so that I can isolate him from Rocket.
Yep.
Early, so if you have to double walk, you don't get an attack with Rocket, or
Risk not having anyone to protect him.
And the other side, when Malekith activates next, he generates 3 power, so you start taking damage from the leadership. So that's what I'm going to do. 3 power on Face Me.
So it's a really nice way of mitigating that damage again from the Dark Dimension leadership just by moving me off and spending the power you've got.
And Groot's movement is medium.
Small group. He's a slow tree.
He's a slow boy. He's a slow boy. So I will just advance you towards me right into the middle of here.
Nice. If I want to move that. Right, Dan, just me left to go.
Indeed.
So Rocket is going to go. He's going to grab this hammer. So he's going to move once
Yeah, I thought he'd be there somewhere.
to be on that side of the hammer. Sadly, as you have moved Groot, he's not around to watch Rocket's back. And then I'm just going to unload a plasma rifle into Malekith. It is range 5, so I'm definitely in.
Yep.
It's 5 dice normally, up to 6. I do have a wing unit token to reroll, but sadly I can't because it's Malekith. So 6 dice energy into Malekith's face. You don't have any power for crits though.
No.
So this might be a good time to sneak through some damage. So I've got 4 at the minute.
I'm blocking 3 with a crit.
Nice, and if you'd have had a power, that would have been 4 with 2 crits.
Yes.
I've got a crit to add in, so I'm up to 4 with.
I'm only blocking 3, so I take 2.
So Rocky gets 2 power.
So Malekith takes 2, gets 2 power, and then Dormammu gets a power.
Yes, because you took some damage. So that is the end of round 1. It's not looking great for Drax going into round 2, as you will have priority, but we'll see what happens. The scores will be, I have 2 hammers and 2 of the scoundrel points. So I'm scoring 4 VPs.
And I have 2 hammers and 2 of the points.
Yes, you're also getting 4. So my plan to run ahead early on with VPs isn't quite working yet, but we'll see how it goes as we go into the next round. So guys, we're going into round 2. I will have edited a little message on the screen just to explain it when it happened, but Dan picked up a hammer and then played face me, and he wouldn't have had the power. So all that we're doing is saying that he did it in the other order. So he played face me first and then picked up the hammer, as then you'd have been fine.
Yeah.
So going into round 2, Drax is injured. The rest of my characters are actually healthy at the minute, with no damage on any of them, but you do have priority, so we'll see what happens. I'll move all these ticks out of the way, and I'm sure I'll be replacing some of them with daisies soon.
Yeah, so I'm thinking Rocket looks rather tasty over there.
He does, and he is holding a hammer.
And he is holding a hammer. So, yeah, I think that's going to be the way of it. I think so.
Spending 2 to charge?
2 to charge.
Nice.
So,
Yep, do you want me to grab him?
yeah, stick him over the top of.
So Malekith just jumping right into the middle.
It's kind of what he wants to do. So he's got what was a 7 dice energy.
Yep.
He's now an 8 dice energy because he's holding a hammer.
Yep, and just for those watching, no one on your team had more than 6 power in the power phase, so you didn't take any damage.
No.
So, this is going to hurt. I can see. I'll get 2 defense dice. Yeah, 2 defense dice. I count as having cover though. I don't think it's going to help. So I'm blocking 2.
Well, I've got 4 skulls and 2
no.
crits.
So normally I'd be really happy to see that. But if you just pay 2 power to make 2 of them crits, you'll only need 1 more success off of the rest.
Well, I've got 3 power. So I might as well pay 3 to make 3
Nice.
crits.
So you go from 2 crits to 5 crits. And you've got 3 more dice to add in?
I'll have 5 dice.
5 more, yeah, sorry, it's just bonkers. 5 more dice to add in. And you need... Oh no, sorry, it doesn't matter what you get, you've already dazed him, so it's just adding crits to the sake of it.
Just insult to injury.
Nice.
All 4 of them convert.
So that's 9
that's
successes.
9 successes
There's
against
no
the poor little
chance
panda.
in hell of the trash panda surviving. The rocket is dazed, takes the 3 damage that he could.
I would generate 3 power.
Yep.
I'm going to spend 1 of those
Yep.
to pick up the hammer that he was holding.
Yep. So rocket is... Oh, sorry. I need to dish out my wing unit tokens. I just forgot. I'm just going to give 1 to the Punisher, 1 to Nebula again, and I'll give 1 to Star-Lord because the wing unit stacking that's really useful.
Yep.
So Rocket is dazed straight away. Isn't too much of a shock, but absolutely brutalised there by Malekith.
Yeah, and then Malekith is going to reposition over here. Oh,
Taking Nebula with him, really.
yeah.
So
the wings.
Frank gets another punishment token.
So just run over there, sit on the objective, get some cover away from Drax so he can't double hit me.
Normally, I think just going to wipe me out would have been the better answer, but I've got nothing that can move you off the point. So standing there, with 2 hammers means I've got to come to you.
Does Drax give out a token when he's injured?
So I could have chose to give out the Vengeance token on Malekith, but I didn't choose to in the end because that's not who I'm going to be sending Drax after.
Fair enough.
So, over to me.
Indeed.
So Star-Lord's not looking too great over on that side of the board. I think he needs to go though. So I'm going to start with Star-Lord. And I'm going to do a 5 dice element gun into Dormammu. It is range 4, so I'm definitely in. Just double check though. What? You won't get any cover because you are size 5, so the terrain won't give you cover. However, the objective will. So you will have cover against this. So it's going to be a 6 dice element gun.
I've got 4 energy defense.
Yep. I can re-roll everything if I don't get any hits with wing it. Is it not wing it? Sorry, plucky attitude. I do have a wing it token as well. So we'll see how it goes. 3.
Blocking 2.
Which
will go to 3 with cover.
So sadly, I have got a hit, so I can't re-roll it. I am going to use my wing it token to re-roll these 2 though. So that's 5 in total.
So I'm blocking 3. So I take 2 damage, but due to Dormammu's rules, he only gets 1 power.
Yep.
I will then spend that power and another one that he had.
Yep. So, what's it called?
For Feel the Power of Darkness.
Nice. So I'll gain 2 power for the damage that I've dealt, and then you're going to use Feel the Power of Darkness. You get to push me away.
Push your way short and give you Hex.
Nice. And do you have to use the push?
Is pushed, yes.
Yeah, so
I have to push
it.
you. Which is fine by me. I'll just push you back into the...
Nice. Sadly, I didn't have the power to use hit and run before that attack, because that could have been really useful to try and reposition. So I am instead now going to do a range 4 attack again. I'm tempted by an element gun just to push through some more damage. So that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to spend the 3 power that I do have. I don't think it's worth me using hit and run, just because you'll be able to push them in afterwards anyway if you want to. So we'll go with this one and see how it goes. It's 7 dice up to 8. I've already used my wing unit token, but I do have plucky attitude, so we'll see what happens. And I'm going to be using the plucky attitude, I think.
You've got a success, haven't you? Yes,
Yeah, it's only because I've got no hit rolls.
No hits.
But if I get a hit on the crit, then I won't be able to use it. So you get your defense.
I'm blocking 1, which will go to 2 with cover.
Yep, so I'm hoping this crit isn't a hit, and it isn't. So now plucky attitude, because I rolled no hits, I may re-roll all of its current attack dice. So I'm not sure if I can re-roll the skull, so I'm just going to leave it to the side for now. Yeah. So that's a little bit better. So I've got 4 in total.
So I'm blocking 2 with the cover, so I take another 2 damage and get 1 power.
Yeah, and then because I've got the wild, I can give you a condition. Dormammu is immune to a few of them though, isn't it?
Bleed, incinerate and stagger.
So that just means I can give you shock, slow or stun. So I think what I'm going to do is give you slow, as it might help to slow you down just a little bit.
I am going to spend 2 power to push you once again, but this time because you have got Hex, you now get incinerate.
Yep. And you can't push me away because I am stopped by the flowers.
Deliberately so, yes.
Nice. So it's a really nice play from Dormammu, because you've put me in a position where the second push isn't getting me far enough that I'll be safe. So you'll be able to go for me instead. That's the end of Star-Lord's activation, Dan, and it's over to you.
Yep.
So you're going to activate Strange?
I am indeed. We will go with a Baleful Bolts, which is a 5 dice mystic.
I will just ask, do you want to spend the power to use the deadly daggers of Daggeroth? Because Groot only has 2 energy defense.
Not at this second, because at the moment I've got the power for Scalpel.
Nice.
So I'll see how this plays out.
And then have a look.
And then with the second action, if I generate 1 power, I can...
Nice. So this is a 5 dice mystic attack?
Yep.
And you can re-roll everything thanks to the Eye of Agamotto?
Yes.
Nice. So I get 3 defense dice and we'll see how it goes.
That is 4 with a crit.
So Groot has a grand total of nothing at all.
What am I going to do with my Pierce?
Oh no, I'm sorry to disappoint.
And the crit doesn't convert, so that's 4.
Yeah, I'm guessing you're not going to want to re-roll everything.
No.
Alright, so Groot takes 4 damage to the face.
And Strange generates another 4 power.
Yeah, which is brutal. Because now you've got the option to do whatever you want, really.
Yes. So, How much has he got left?
He has 3 left.
He has 3 left.
Yeah.
I spend 1 for deadly daggers.
Yep.
And drop a 6 dice energy into him.
6 dice for deadly daggers is brutal.
Yeah.
So I only get 2 defense dice, and we'll see how this one goes. I am blocking 1.
I'm doing 3 with a crit at the moment.
Yep. So if you get the crit, it'll be enough to take out the tree.
Which
I do. So Groot takes 3 more damage. I'm guessing you're not going to reroll.
No.
So Groot takes 3 more damage, and is dazed.
And then just to burn the power, because I don't want to be taking
Damage in the power phase.
mind you, he'll still generate 4.
Yep.
So I'm taking damage in the power phase regardless.
Yes. I don't think you can spend enough to avoid that one.
No, I can't. However, I think I'm still going to spend 4
Yep.
to scalp myself and just come and sit backwards from here, just to extend that distance your character's got to go to get to him.
So the Punisher gets another punishment token as another character of one of these days. So hopefully he'll be spending them soon. So next up, who do we go with for the Guardians? Gamora's looking pretty tasty at the minute, so I think we're going to start off with her. How much does Dormammu have left?
He has 10 on this side, so he's got 6 left.
So it might not be as achievable as I was hoping for Gamora to go after him. Instead, I might go after Malekith. But Malekith, I can't modify my dice attacking him.
No.
So Deadliest One in the Galaxy won't work there. So it's a really tough decision where to send Gamora. I have got Drax as well, who could be really tasty moving up, but I'm pretty sure these characters are safe from the clutches of Dormammu at the minute, as he's the only character you've got left to activate.
Indeed.
So I'm just going to take a moment to see what I want to do, and then we'll get back to you. So I've just checked as well, Nebula should have got a power from the blaster pistol that she did in the last round.
Yep.
There's just a lot of characters to try and keep up with, so I've just made sure to put that on. Gamora is going to go. She's going to use an Assassin's Leap to throw herself small forward. So sadly it's not going to be getting to a point where she can hit anyone, but what it does do is opens up a couple of other things, and I'm essentially using it like a charge to get a free movement and then do some attacks. So I'm going to do a 6 dice God Slayer into a Malekith.
I would ask what it was, but he's full across the board, so it doesn't really matter.
The 6 dice for me is physical. You get power equal to the damage dealt. If I deal some damage, you get bleed. So let's see how it goes. 3 at the minute with 2 crits.
I've got 1.
So I've got 2 crits to add in. So a total of 4. You do have cover.
I do have cover. So,
Because of the scoundrels.
So I take 2.
Yep. I'll gain 2 power. Because it dealt damage, you gain bleed.
So he gains bleed,
Go.
and Dormammu gets a power. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so sadly, there's not much way I can avoid giving him that power. So Gamora is then going to leave the job to the rest of the Guardians and move away from Malekith. So as I said, using that pounce as a little bit of a charge to get in, do an attack, and then move back to safety.
Yes.
That is the end of Gamora's activation. It's over to you, Dan.
And I will pass.
Nice. So, I felt that was coming at some point. So I've got the Punisher, Drax, and Nebula left to go. And I think I'm going to go with Drax, as he wants to extract his vengeance. But not upon Malekith. So he's going to move...
This is why Strange ran away.
Yes, so he's going to move his medium move over this way, towards Strange. Like so. Doesn't quite put me on the point, sadly, but it doesn't matter too much as I am on my injured sword. Drax is then going to spend 3 power for the Destroyer. So I'll take that off of his character card. And I'm going to choose a size 3 piece of terrain within 2, which is this crate. I get to throw it small, which is going to be enough to reach Strange. So I'm throwing 4 damage into Strange, who's going to have to dodge. Yeah.
He dodges 1.
So he's taking 3 damage.
So he takes 3 damage. There comes the power I didn't want him to have.
Yep.
And then Dormammu gets a power.
Yep. So how much does Strange have left, sorry?
Strange has 3 left.
Nice. And when do you take the damage from Dormammu's leadership?
In the power phase. So if you leave me on 1 wound
Yep.
and enough power, I would take the damage and daze in the power phase, so I lose an activation that round.
What I'm planning to try and set up for. Whether it's feasible, I'm not too sure. So I'm then with Drax going to. I think I might just move on to the point. I could do a free. I could pay 3 power for a Titan Killer, but it would only be 3 dice, so I'm not sure it's worth it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to move on to the point, like so, and hope that Nebula can come over and either daze you before the end of the round or leave you on 1 health.
Indeed.
So
well, leave me on 1 health would be the better play for you.
I think it would, as it means you're out of action for next turn.
Yes.
But it doesn't score me the point, so it's just weighing up whether I want that point. However, I think taking one of your activations out for a round is going to be all the more powerful.
And you have...
I've got 2 characters left. I've got Nebula and the Punisher.
I will pass them.
So I was worried a little bit that you might just send Dormammu to patch up Strange, but I think that would just leave me with too much over here.
It's a bridge too far, that distance.
So Nebula's going to go. She's going to do her long move to here.
And oddly enough, Strange is the throwaway character in this list.
Yeah, it's a bit weird for the 4 threat one to be the one you don't care about. So Nebula's moved to there. She's going to do a 4 dice physical strike into Strange. I could spend the power for a shock sword assault, but again, I want to have a little bit more control over the number of successes I have, so that I can try and leave you on 1 health. So it's 4 physical dice, and I do have wing in it, and I can reroll everything as well because you are scoring an objective.
Indeed. So bring the pain.
So I've got 2 at the minute.
2 at the moment. I've also got 2.
No, so I've got a crit to add in, and then I can reroll everything. So I'm going to reroll all 3 of these first, which puts me at 4, which is enough to do 2 damage.
It is.
So I'm not going to... I can't reroll anyway because it is a skull. Well, I've got exactly what I wanted. I've got 4 successes, so you take 2 damage.
Take 2 damage.
Which leaves him on 1 for next turn.
Gains 2 power.
Yep.
Dormammu gains power.
Yep. So I've got exactly what I needed there. As in theory, I think, just to double check, it does happen in the power phase.
It does, yes.
Yep. So he will be dazed during the start of the next round, which is going to be really, really big for me.
Yeah.
Dan, that's the end of Nebula's activation. She does get power equal to the damage dealt, so she'll get 2 power, and you will gain shock, because I rolled a wild. But it won't matter too much.
I've got no way of activating him again this round. So
I'm going to just put the shock out, just in case any crazy shenanigans happen with a long range patch up from Dormammu. That is the end of Nebula's activation now, it's over to you.
So you've just got Punisher left.
I do.
Right. Now, how far away is Star-Lord from...
I am within 4 because
Within
I've shot
4?
you, yeah.
That is almost a perfect range.
Nice.
And how far is Gamora? Gamora is
She's
over
very
4.
far. She does have stealth as well.
So yes, I need to be in 3 of her, don't
Yeah.
I? So I think, just because it's entertaining, Dormammu is going to pay 2 to smash the building.
Nice, so give us a moment. We're going to move the building and make sure everything's set back up how it was, and then we'll get back to you. Right guys, we've smashed the building as Dormammu just pummels it beneath his feet, and he's now going to be adding some extra dice to his attacks.
Yeah.
Did you pay the extra power for the hammer attacks?
I did not, I forgot, so there's
So it costs 1 more power just to use that tactics card because you're holding a hammer.
Yeah, indeed. Which helps me decide what I'm going to do next anyway.
Nice.
So we will start with what was a 6 dice energy.
Yep.
However, it's now 10 dice because of smash,
Yep.
11 dice because of the hammer.
Nice, so it's a bit of a
2,
big
4,
attack.
6, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yeah, so that's
11
absolutely
dice
brutal.
energy into Star-Lord,
Yeah.
who has got Hex and Incinerate.
And just to quickly explain that again for everyone watching, it's 6 dice base. You've used Smash to destroy size 4, so you get 4 more dice. And then you've got a hammer, which takes it to 11. So 11 dice into Star-Lord. I get 3 defense dice, and I'm hoping he's fuck attitude from seeing through.
Is that 3 with Hex? 3
No,
with
sorry, I
Incinerate?
got 2 defense dice because of Incinerate. So yeah, I'm not feeling as confident anymore. So I've got nothing at all.
Oh, you've given me one.
I have.
Thank you
you
very
have
much.
my schools.
So I've got 2, 4, 6, 7 with 2 crits.
Nice.
And obviously 8 at the moment with yours.
Nice.
That's 10.
Yeah, 10 including my one.
Yeah. With
so
a wild sack power.
I could try and do a reroll with Lucky Attitude, however, it's not really worth it as there's no way I can save Star-Lord anyway. So I won't bother using that attitude of his. Star-Lord is dazed instead as he takes 6 damage to the face.
Did he have any power on him?
He had none on him, so there's no saves.
None on him. That was disappointing.
I think you should be pretty happy with that. So I'll grab a dazed token.
And he has a hammer, does he not?
He did have a hammer, however, he's now dazed, so he's going to drop it. If you want to measure that out whilst I find a dazed token, which I should have really had more off the hand. So, Star-Lord is dazed, drops his hammer, which goes there.
And now the question is, can Dormammu,
I think he can definitely get within one of the hammer.
with his short
and the
move,
point, yep.
so short move is not a problem. So it's standing there, get within one of the thing, spend the power,
Pick it up,
pick
nice.
up the hammer. Now hammer attacks hurt me because I wanted to do the teleport forward as well, so I could have attacked Gamora, but
Sadly,
you can't have everything.
So, Dan, I was saying last round, Dormammu and Malekith having a hammer each hurts. Having 2 on each of them is even worse, so I've got to do something about it with the Punisher. Dormammu's taken 4 damage, which means he's got 6 left.
Has indeed.
And Malekith's taken 4 damage, which means he's got...
6 left.
He has 10 on this side as well?
Yes. He has 8 on the other.
Nice, so I've not really got an easy target here.
No, that was kind of what the point
Nice.
is. Both of them have cover because they're both on objectives.
So we're going to have to hope Frank can really pull something out of his little bag of tricks. Frank is going to go. He's going to, with his 2 power, sadly not be able to do an aim shot, which is what I was really hoping for.
There was one thing I meant to say at the end of my activation.
Yeah.
Dance off, bro.
Indeed, so if you were at a Web Warrior Protocol event, that would get you a dance off bro point as your leader dies more. So, Punisher is going to go. As I said, I don't have enough power to be doing an aim shot, which is what I'd have really liked to do. So instead, I'm going to move just here, within one of the points still. Like that. Does put moving free of Malekith quite comfortably. So now I'm just going to do my attack into him, which is a hip flyer. And I'm just going to check with the punishment tokens. I'm going to spend all 3 of them.
To get 3 extra
Get
dice.
3 extra dice on the first attack. It'll make it a 7 dice physical attack the first time round.
And I've got 4 dice and I have 4
Lots of
power.
Nice. So if you get 4 skulls, it's still going to be 4 crits.
Yeah.
Nice. I can't use my wing in it sadly, as it is Malekith, so we'll see how this goes. Just 3.
Nothing.
Nice, you do get cover.
So I block 1, take 2,
Yep. Because
get 2 power,
Punisher doesn't even need a hit for his rapid fire, he's automatically going to do it again.
and Dormammu gets power.
I do gain 1 power as well after that result. So, this time it's only 4 dice. And we'll see how this goes. 2.
1 plus 1 for cover.
Yep, so you're blocking all of it. Frank does gain another power. And then I am going to spend 2 power for Spec Ops training, which lets the Punisher advance small. So he's going to go back to the safety of being as far away as possible. So he's going to move small like this. So he's still within 1 of the point. Right down. What a brutal turn.
Yeah.
3 of the Guardians dazed. Yeah, so it's a bit of a bloodbath. There's not much terrain left either, as we're slowly getting rid of it all. So in terms of scoring, Dan, you are going to get 1, 2, 3 for the Scoundrels.
No, because
Strange
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 is still alive.
is
at the
alive.
moment, yeah.
Drax is unhealthy and Nebula can't score, so you get
Yeah.
3 for the Scoundrels and 4 for the Hammers. You're getting a whopping 7 points, putting you all the way up to 11 at the end of round 2. Sorry, I forgot to move the round token. I then get 1 point for this ball and 1 for this, so I just get a measly 2 in comparison. I'm hoping that this turn I'll be able to turn it around a little bit, but I'm not quite sure how that's going to go. So we'll move into round 3. Right then, Dan, we're going into round 3 and already 4 of the Guardians have been dazed. You've still got everyone on their healthy sides.
I'm just doing the power, so that will change in a second.
Yeah, so because of Dormammu's leadership, and as Strange has more than 6 power.
So do Malekith first. Malekith generates 3, leaves him on 9, so he takes the damage.
I think, Dan, you've put the damage on Dormammu that was meant to be on Malekith. The 3 damage from Punisher.
I have indeed. And then, yeah, unfortunately, Strange gets his power, which would put him up to 10.
Yep, and then it will daze him as well.
He'll take a damage. Dormammu will get a power. And that will daze Strange.
Yeah, so quite devastating there. I'll grab you a daze token. Strange dazing in the power phase might be my only saving grace as I try and claw back things from the Dark Dimension. So it's a question of whether Dormammu goes first or Malekith.
My gut feeling is Malekith goes first.
Yep.
Because what I am thinking is, if I was to...
Sorry, before that, I just need to part some winging it tokens.
Oh, but yeah, yeah.
I was just looking, I was like, there's something I need to do. So I'm going to give 1 to Gamora, 1 to Star-Lord, and 1 to Rocket this time.
Yeah, so what I'm thinking is Malekith spends 2 to charge.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's going to be his best option at the moment. So I'll spend 2 for the charge, or sorry, ferocity as it's called.
Star-Lord doesn't seem very happy about this.
Well, yeah, it is a 7 dice energy with 2 hammers. So
nice.
It's now 9 dice, 2.
I get just 3 defense dice.
Yeah, because the incinerate's gone.
And we'll see if Star-Lord's around for much longer.
I'm hoping with all the power I've got for crits. Or maybe I don't need it.
Yeah, so that's 6?
6 with the pierce.
Nice, so let's see what I can get. I'm blocking 1 at the minute. I will reroll everything with Lucky Attitude.
Can you reroll the skull?
So we just had a quick look. As much as I was hoping, Star-Lord can't reroll that skull sadly. So I've just got 2 dice to reroll instead. However, it is 2 blocks.
I've still got pierce.
Yep, so Dan's pierce removes 1 of them, which means you've done exactly enough to take out Star-Lord.
But I had a throw.
I know, you don't get the throw, so Star-Lord takes 5 damage. And as he only has 5 on this side, he is KO'd.
So Malekith gets another 5 power.
Yep, Frank gets a Punisher token.
So 3, 6, 9, 10. So that's 2 wasted power. Malekith is then going to move all the way back here.
Nice.
Dormammu is then going to pay 6 power.
Yeah, so 6 power. So 2 of them are hammer attacks. So you're going to heal 4 damage off Malekith. Brutal. So,
and then Malekith takes the damage because he had bleed.
Yes. Which got lost somewhere along the way.
Yeah.
We'll give it him back. There we go. Right, so a brutal little hunting of my leader there, Dan. So I've got to do something about it. I think it's got to be Gamora, as no one else can get there quick enough to make a huge difference at the minute. So Gamora is going to go. She's going to spend 2 power for Assassin's Leap. So I'm just going to place her within, throw her short rather, to there. I'm hoping this puts her within 2, but I'm not too sure. It does put her in 2. So I'm then going to do a 6 dice God Slayer into Dormammu. So it feels appropriate to be using this attack against the God of the Dark Dimension.
Yeah.
And I can use my winging token as it stays for the rest of this round, even though Star-Lord's KO'd.
Yep.
And Deadliest Woman in the Galaxy as well should come in handy. So I get 6 physical loss. We're going to see what we can do. Just 3 at the minute.
I'm blocking nothing.
So I've got a crit to add in.
Yep.
So I'm up to 4. Do I want to use the wing in it is the question. I don't think I do. At the minute you're taking 3 damage.
Yep.
So I'm happy with that. So you take 3 damage, which means I gain 3 power.
I only generate 1 power because this is Dormammu.
Because it dealt damage, you would gain bleed, but you're immune to it.
Indeed.
So I've luckily now got enough power to do a cosmic assassin attack. So I'm going to do that again into Dormammu.
How much does that cost
6
you?
does. It costs me 4 power to use it.
So leave you on no power.
It will leave me on nothing. However, Dan, do you want to use?
I don't have the power.
Oh no, because you used all of it for
2 power because I used all of it for
Yeah.
patch.
So if Dan had the power there, you'd been able to push me away, which would have really upset me.
I did want to use Dark Empowerment, but that would have probably finished off Malekith.
Yeah, it would have not left him in a great place, would it? Yeah. So Gamora will do a 6 doors Cosmic Assassin into Dormammu. It does have Pierce on a Wild. And it does have Rapid Strike as well. So 6 doors physical, and we'll see how this one goes. So 3 again and no Wilds still.
Blocking 2.
So sadly, the Rapid Strike won't be able to go into Dormammu, so I'm going to have to use my wing in it and try and get something here. So I'm going to reroll 2. No, so nothing, so just 3.
Which is 2 and then the cover.
Yep.
So I take no damage.
None at all. So Assassin Gamora is letting me down there. I do have the Rapid Strike, so after this attack is resolved, this character may make an additional Cosmic Assassin attack, targeting, without paying its cost, it targets a different character within 2. So this one's going to go into Malekith.
Within 2?
Sorry, within 2 of the original target, but you can be any range away from it.
Yeah, okay.
So 6 doors. And imagine this is where I get all those walls that I needed against Dormammu.
Probably.
There we go. 6 straight away with a crit.
Brutal. Nothing.
So I'll add my crit. So 6 in total with Pierce.
Well, I rolled nothing, so he's taking 5.
6. Because I'll...
Cover.
Yeah, so we'll just double check, but I believe your cover happens before Pierce. So we've just had a look, and it turns out my Pierce will work against the cover. I was pretty sure it would just because of the timing. So what happens is you get your cover during 9B of the attack sequence. However, then during 10A, I get my Pierce, which gets rid of it. So the whopping 6 is actually enough to daze Malekith.
Yeah.
Sadly, Gamora's got no power.
Sad bunny.
So I can't.
Dormammu gets a power.
He does, yeah.
Yeah. Malekith gets that. 2 hammers to drop for you.
Right, so let's see where these go. Malekith isn't the one I wanted to daze.
And the bleed
is
actually what killed me.
Yeah, because you took that damage which set it up. Nice. So we're going to put 1 hammer over somewhere here, like this.
Yep.
And then how does Dormammu's place work, sorry?
So I get to place within 2 of his position for 3 power.
So I'm just thinking where I can put the hammer that you won't just be able to get it very easily. It's kind of difficult actually. I think I'm actually going to put it... If I put it here, you can get that one and then go back there. So I'm going to risk it and put the hammer just outside one of you. So you've got to do something to be able to go and pick it up.
Okay.
So, just like that. Gamora, you really disappointed me to begin with, but you came back a little bit at the end there, so I'm not sure whether I'm happy or not, but it is what it is. That's the end of her activation. She's got no power to do anything at all. Dan, it's over to you with Dormammu.
Yeah, now this is where the slow is going to hurt him a bit. Because
I think if you want both hammers, the only way you can do it, because you've only got 2 power, is to move to both.
yes, it'd be walk to both. So I could walk there, pick that one up.
Yep.
How much? Oh, she's got no power on her.
She's got nothing. No power.
So I can't even try a cheeky attack and hope for the wilds to steal the power.
It's actually worked out that Gamora's done quite a good bit of work there.
She's done quite a number there. And Nebula can't hold objectives. No. And Drax is a small movement?
Medium.
Medium. So Drax could, in theory, make that hammer.
Yep.
Which means that I need that hammer at the very least. Because I don't think anyone else you've got is going to get that hammer.
Rocket could grab it, and I think Groot could get it.
Groot's only small, isn't
it? Yeah.
So Groot's, Rocket could come over and grab it, you're right. But I don't think Groot would like to be there for the following turn. Rocket would like to be there for the following turn. I think I do just have to walk twice and pick them both up.
That's what you're going to go for, yeah?
Yep, indeed.
Could you get that one with the first move?
No, because it's short and Malekith is in the way.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, because the pesky slow.
Nice. So the slow has come into play. And as we were saying earlier, the bleed's what stays Malekith ultimately, so the conditions really do hurt these two.
And the hammer tax, which I'm not a fan of hammers because of that tax.
That little bit of tax,
it often comes back to hurt me. So Dormammu will walk round there for one.
Yep.
Spend one to pick up the hammer. He'll then walk down this way, staying as far away from the. Can I have my?
Yeah, sorry.
Pesky boys. They just have to nick everything and run away. So he'll walk all the way down to here.
Yeah.
Just so he's in one there.
So he's in one.
And pay the other point to pick up the other hammer.
So I'm not quite out of danger yet, as I'm still, at the minute, not scoring a lot, and you're getting 4, which will take you to 15. So I've got to do something to deal with Dormammu.
Yeah, I needed Malekith to survive.
Yeah.
If Malekith had survived that, I would have had it this turn.
I think you'd have been okay, yeah. So, luckily I do have 5 characters, so I might be able to pull some kind of shenanigans off, so we're going to see what we can do. Nebula, I think, is going to be my first character to go. We're going to see if she can finish off the big bad herself. So she's going to move along to here. And then she's going to spend 3 power. She's picked up the token in the bottom of the base. Leave that there. She's going to move there. She's going to spend 3 power for a shock sword assault. So it's 6 dice energy. You get to reroll everything as you're holding objectives. And I've got a winged token.
I'm holding all the objectives.
Yep. So we'll see how it goes. 4 at the minute with a crit.
2.
So I'll add my crit. Then I can reroll any number of dice. Just double check. Yeah, any number of dice, I'll reroll these 3. And then I can also reroll 1 with winging it. So I've got a full house and then some with 7 in total.
So I'll take 5, which will be enough.
Yep.
Today's Dormammu.
So he's only got enough to take 3 damage, or hasn't he?
Yeah. So he gets 3 damage.
Does he have 10 on this side?
He does have 10 on this side.
So he's dazed.
And he drops all 4 hammers.
So a big swing for the Guardians there, as Nebula comes in really handy in hunting him down.
And if you can pick them all up.
Yeah, so where are we going to put them? Drax could get all 4 himself. We wouldn't leave him in a great position, so I might not do that. Let's have a look.
This is always the problem I have with this list. I have that turn where everything goes down because the concentrated fire builds up.
Yeah, but then there's a big swing back.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to put... we're going to put 2 hammers here. Like that.
Just tidy up my power because I have too much power on people.
And then we're going to put... Where do we want the others?
Come to me, my little guardians.
I know, I'm just trying to weigh up where might be okay to put them. I'm going to put all 4 there, why not?
All 4 in the stack.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's the end of Nebula's activation. Next up, we're going to go with Groot, who took a bit of a pounding early on. So he's going to move small to here. And then he's going to move small again to hopefully grab all the hammers.
Pick up all the hammers.
So he's going to move to there. So he's in range one of that, and he is in range one of this. So Groot's going to spend 4 power, pick up all the hammers.
Yep.
Like so. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you. And that's the end of Groot's activation. Then it's time to do something interesting. We're going to play Lovable Misfits. Groot's going to pay 1 to play it, plus 4 for the tax, so it costs him 5 to use it. Then Rocket is going to spend a power to use it.
Yep.
And Drax is going to spend a power to use it. I could do Nebula as well. No, sorry, she shouldn't have any power because she did this shock sword. So, I've just realised, sorry, that's my mistake. I should have to place within one of you. So Nebula would have ended up around here.
Okay.
Really sorry for missing that. So, Rocket, Groot, and Drax have all spent a power each. We're going to start off with Drax and see what happens. So Drax rolls a blank, so you can immediately advance small. So that's what I wanted on Groot, not on Drax. So Drax will move to here. Then we're going to roll for Rocket. So Rocket rolls a hit, which means enemy character within 3 holding a point for a damage, but there is no one. And then last of all, Groot rolls a crit. So that would have been great if there was anyone to hit, but sadly there isn't. So he gets a free attack or gains 2 power. So I'm just going to gain 2 power back.
Perfect.
That's the end of Groot's activation. So I've got Rocket, Drax, and the Punisher left to go. So Rocket is going to double move over here, once to here, and once again to here.
Yep.
Then Drax is going to stay
where he is, and Punisher will stay where he is, pretty much.
Yeah, Drax is going to... can I get onto your one over here? So if Drax moves once to there, once again, I don't think he does. So Drax is just going to move to be exactly one away from that, and Punisher's going to do the same. That's the end of the round. Just quickly activating all the characters left to go there. So this time, Dan, you scored no VP.
Nothing.
And I'll get 4 for the Scoundrels and 4 for the Hammers. So a total of 8, which takes me all the way up to 14.
Yep.
So a big swing there. It's going to be interesting to see what happens as we go into round 4. So guys, we're going into round 4. Dan, you've already put the damage out onto your characters that needed to take it.
Yeah, so Malekith's got 10 power,
Yep.
Can't have any more, has got more than 6, so he takes the damage, and Dormammu gets some power.
And then Strange
done exactly the same, takes the damage, Dormammu gets the power, so that leaves Dormammu sitting on 5 power
lowest.
Right at this point.
So I've put power out on all of my characters. I can't use my wing units anymore because Star-Lord is KO'd, so we'll leave them over there with him. Yep. Dan, you do have priority. As I said, I'm not quite out of the woods yet. It's time to see what happens as the Dark Dimension activates.
Yeah. And I think this feels like a Malekith. So I'm just going to check. So we will spend 2 off of Malekith for ferocity. He will suffer 1 wound to play Dark Empowerment. So this allows me, during this character's activation, it may suffer 1 wound to play this card. Another character within 3 of the active character. Choose another character, so I'm going to choose Dormammu.
Yep. And he'll gain the power.
He'll gain the power from this attack that Malekith does.
So where is Malekith going to charge to?
Malekith is going to charge right up in here, next to Groot.
So if we turn him around, I'll let you do.
So, having moved the objective, so we need to remeasure that. I just want to put him about there.
Nice.
Malekith will then play 1 for Grievous Wounds.
Yep.
So burning all the last of my tactics cards. And do a 7 dice energy
into
Groot.
So I get 2 defense stars. It's not looking good for the tree. However, he does have a lot of health substitutions, so we'll see what happens. My 2 guys got nothing.
So I've got
5 with Pierce.
5 with Pierce, but I've got a crit.
Yep.
How much else have you got on this side?
7.
So I'm going to pay 1.
Yep.
In case I roll a skull with my crit.
Yep.
Because I've got the throw. So if this comes up as a hit,
It should be enough, yeah.
it should be enough. Which it does.
Cool. So Groot takes 6 damage. He would get cover, but it doesn't matter because you've got Pierce.
Yeah.
So you take 6 damage from the attack.
I get to throw you short, so I'm going to throw you right here.
Yeah, like that. So we just clipped Nebula.
Indeed.
So Groot is then KO'd. He drops all 4 hammers. There you go. Nebula needs to dodge. So she's got a crit. She dodges 1, which means she takes 3 damage, leaving her on 1 health. Punisher gets a punishment token. And as I say, Groot is KO'd, but you need to measure out the hammers first.
I'm just going to spend £4 more than Malekith.
So now Malekith has 4 hammers. Not what I like to
and
see.
The power that I generate off that attack goes to Dormammu. So that was 6 damage.
6 in total, yeah.
Well, the throw wouldn't count.
No, so 6 damage from the attack. So
Yeah.
Dormammu's now on 10 power.
So yeah. Take 1 off because I can't count. Malekith owns 4 hammers.
So I'm just going to clean up a little bit by moving all my dead people out of the way.
And then Malekith is going to do the big girly thing and fly over here because I've never beaten you and I've got the best chance ever. So
Yep, so Malekith is running away holding all of the hammers.
And the benefits of having magnets on the base, you move them to stick to them.
So I think Nebula has to go realistically. She's going to move long. I'm just going to have to abandon those hammers at this point, I think. She's going to move long this way.
I'll move the tray for you.
Like so. Sadly, I can't use Deadly Duo anymore, so I might as well get rid of that as well as We Are Groot. So long to there.
I think I successfully managed to isolate the tree from the rats.
Sadly, I had to just do that to get those hammers last turn. So she's moved there. She's going to spend 3 for a shock sword assault into Strange.
Yep.
So it's 6 dice energy.
Yeah. Now, I do have reverse pierce on this.
Yep. And you're rolling 3
3
defense
dice.
dice. But for each of your wilds, you can get rid of something of mine.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. I've got 2 at the minute.
I've got 1 crit.
Yep. So I've got a crit to add in. So just 2 at the minute.
I'm only blocking 1. Now, with Strange, I can re-roll everything.
Yep. So my rerolls will go first. I can't reroll the skulls, so I've got to reroll those. So I'm up to 4 in total.
4. So, I will re-roll.
Yep.
So, I'm getting 1, which is a wild, so cancels
1 to a
1.
blank.
And I've got cover from the objective.
Yep.
So, I block 2.
So you're only actually taking 1 damage in the end.
So, he takes 1 damage.
However, you do gain stun.
Yeah,
I'll get placed within range 1.
Dumami would get a power but can't because
he's already
got too
on
much power.
So that's the end of Nebula's activation. Sadly, I've not quite been able to get a double tap from her on anyone this game. But she's still done a lot of work taking out Dormammu last round. So it's over to you, Dan.
Yeah, so I'm really tempted to go with Strange and spend 4 to Scalpel Drax
Nice.
all the way over there. So you can go and have fun while you barrel. He's then going to walk over here.
Yep.
Don't think that's going to put him within 2.
No.
I've done that. Oh, it's close. That is awfully close.
Oh, it might be. Yeah, he's in actually. So you're within 2 of Dormammu.
So he'll spend 4 power
Scalpel Dormammu.
to Scalpel Dormammu.
So we've just remeasured the objective as Dan knocked it a little bit. You're using a Scalpel off of Strange to move Dormammu.
Yep. To place him back here just within 1. Like that. And then I'm going to walk all the way back here
Nice.
and just stay within 1 of the point
Nice.
there.
So Dan, I do have a plan, and I think I can still just about nab this one. So Dan, I've had a look at my options, and I think I've got a plan. Gamora is going to go, and she's going to move long and try and run down onto this objective. I'm just going to double check and see whether I think I'll be able to make it. So I can move once to there, once there. So I'm pretty confident I can. So she's going to start off by moving long in this direction.
Yep.
And she's going to move long again, which just about gets her onto the point. That's the end of Gamora's activation. Not very interesting. However, what I think I'm going to be able to do is just manage to stay ahead on points. So it's all down to what Dormammu does.
So you're thinking 1, 2,
Yeah, so if I get
points?
1, 2, 3, I'll go to 17.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, but you can probably daze one of them.
Yeah. I will pass.
Nice. So I'm going to go with Drax, who's going to just simply walk this way.
Yeah.
Like so, onto this point. That's the end of his activation.
And
I've still got the Punisher and the Punisher and Rocket left.
I will pass again.
So Rocket's going to go. Am I in range 5? I am, so I could just shoot you for the sake of shooting you. Let's have a look. So Rocket will spend 4 power because he might as well. For a Hadron Enforcer into Dormammu. So it's 7 dice energy.
Yep.
And we'll see how it goes. Just the 1.
I do block it.
Yep, so you've got 3 and cover, so there's no point in adding my crit. Do you want to use the move thing?
I've
still got another action anyway.
I do not want to.
Cool. So Rocket is just very bravely, like the rest of the Guardians, going to move to be scoring a point, but away from you. So Dan, it's just Dormammu for you, and he's got to activate now.
Yeah. So
I think the issue you've got, Dan, at the minute, because I'm scoring 3 points, but I've still got another character left to go.
yeah.
There's no way you can stop me from scoring 3.
No, I don't think so.
Because any character that you daze, be it Rocket, Drax, or Gamora, Punisher will just move to take a point to make up for their loss.
Yes. And if I walk up and daze Punisher,
I'm still scoring 3.
you're still scoring 3. Yeah. Now, how close are
These 2?
those 2?
I believe they're within 2. So you could do your scary, crazy attack.
And if it comes off?
If you daze Punisher and you KO Drax, then I believe that is your only out, Dan. So
let's go for it.
Let's go for it. So he's spending some power for the place.
Yeah.
Then he's going to move medium.
Then he's going to move medium. Then he's going to spend 5
Yep.
for his 8 dice Mystic.
Yep. Into Punisher first.
Into Punisher.
So I'm only rolling 3 flint dice, but I do have cover thanks to the objective. So you're at 5 at the minute with a crit to add in.
I am, so yeah, 5 with a...
So I'll roll more 3. So I'm locking 2 with a crit to add in as well. So your crit goes. And then my crit goes. And then I do have cover. So Frank is blocking a whopping 4.
Yeah, so I do the 5, so it's not enough.
So Frank takes 1 damage.
However...
Have you got the trigger to hit Drax?
Crit, wild, shield and skull.
So you have got the wild, have you?
Yeah. Sorry. Crit, hit, shield, skull.
Oh yeah, so you have got the trigger.
Yeah.
So the attack now goes into Drax. Drax does only get 2 defense dice. Nothing.
Yeah, that'd be a lot.
So you've got 7 with a crit.
7 with a crit.
So if you want to add the crit in, that's
8.
more than enough to take out Drax. So Drax is KO'd. The Punisher gains a punishment token.
Now,
I still think
you're still scoring 3.
Or in 3.
Yeah.
But what I've been waiting to do all game, and I'm definitely going to take the chance to do it now that I've got it, is the Punisher is going to snipe somebody. So, I'm going to move, first of all, to be within range 5 of Strange, as he's been really annoying over there. So I'm going to move to here. So I'm just within range 5 of Strange, and I am still on the point. I could try and shoot Dormammu, but you'll push me away.
Oh, come on.
So I'm not going to let that happen. So I'm going to spend 3 power for an aimed shot into Doctor Strange. I'm going to spend all 3 of my punishment tokens. So it's a 10 dice physical attack. And this is why they call him the Punisher. So 10 dice, and just hoping I don't roll really badly. Into Strange, he's rolling 3 dice with cover. So let's see how it goes. And it didn't go very well, I got 2. You have 1.
1 and then cover.
Yep, I do have Pierce. So change 1 to a blank, so you take 1 damage. Frank sadly couldn't come through at the end and get me at least 1 KO.
I'll put the power out because
You do gain stun and slow because the attack dealt damage.
I already had stun.
Yep, so I'll find you a slow. As a web warrior, you'd think I'd have them coming out my ears. There we go. So you are stunned and slowed. Sadly though, just 1 damage from Frank. He's then going to spend 2 power for his spec ops training to make a small advance. Just to here. And stand there.
Indeed.
So Dan, at the end of that round, I get 3 points. So I get 1 for this one, 1 for this one, 1 for this one, which takes me to 17. You get 4 for the hammers and 1 for the middle point, which takes you to 15. So you're just 1 behind the Guardians, as we just about managed to escape with victory. Dan, thank you for what was possibly the closest game we've ever played, and one of the closest games I've played in a long time. What a crazy game.
Yep, cheers man.
So we'll just quickly move to an outro where we talk about the game. So Dan, what a mental game. What a close game in the end. I know you're disappointed there that Malekith got all 4 hammers.
I was so close.
So close. Maybe next time, Dan. I'm sure you'll hopefully be willing to come back on the channel again for another game when the Dark Dimension get another run out. Yeah. Maybe even Cabal with Malekith leading them, who knows? Depends what you fancy. I know you don't like anyone less than 5 threat though.
Well, yeah, I could join the Dark Dimension with all the 3 costs.
Yeah. You could do the opposite of this, which would be go as wide as possible. I still think that taking Dormammu and nothing but 2 threats in a roster could be interesting, because you'd have been able to go 7 wide there with Dormammu. Don't know whether it'd work, but that's to see in the future.
Yeah, my dice rolls tend to let me down, so I like the models
like
that
the big
the dice
ones,
math.
like Malekith, for example, who some of those rolls early on when he had 4 skulls and he just went, yeah, we'll make 3 of them crits. I was like, okay, all right then. But nevertheless, an absolutely great game, Dan, as always when we play. It's been great to have Dark Dimension on the channel. The only thing left to do is say who are our MVPs. So Dan, I've got a few more characters to pick from, so I'll let you go first. Is it Dormammu, Malekith, or Strange?
It has to be Malekith.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, he did a circuit of the board, picking up every hammer on the
every hammer he
wall.
got next to, and still landed up with all 4.
And then you kill him, and he gets them all back, and then goes, do you know what? I mean, if that play had come off on Punisher, that was only possible because of Dark Empowerment to give Dormammu all the power.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely.
It's got to be Malekith, hasn't it, in the end, which I think is totally fair. He wrought havoc across my team. I think he was responsible for most of the daisies and KOs, and I'm sure the Guardians are not going to have fond memories of him. For the Guardians, Dan, my MVP, it's kind of hard, as I feel all of them put in work. However, it's got to be Gamora, I think.
Yeah.
That one turn where she did 2 attacks into Dormammu, I was so disappointed not to get any walls to daze him. But then out of nowhere, she went, you, Malekith, I'm having you. Just did a 6 dice into him, 6 successes, dazed him, and that's what swung the game in the end.
Yeah, and he was sat on enough power, but he was clearly tired and didn't want to make those skulls anymore.
Didn't want to get any skulls to protect him. Blanked out, didn't he? Just had the cover, but I had Pierce. Just great from Gamora. As I said, I thought for a moment she'd absolutely mess things up, but in the end, it's her one attack that proves she's the deadliest woman in the galaxy. So Dan, we're going to pack everything up. Thank you for coming on the channel and ticking off one of the last affiliations we've got left to do. So now all we have left to cover are the Winter Guard. So John, I know, is at home painting them. He does go on holiday late next week though, I think, so we're going to try and get a battle report in with him before he goes. And then I think John deserves some time off after I make him come on almost every week and do a battle report. Thanks for joining me, Dan.
Pleasure.
And hopefully we'll see you all next time. So guys, thanks for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. Feel free to leave any thoughts you have down in the comments below and let us know if we missed anything or made any mistakes when playing the game. I just want to give a big shout out to all of the supporters of Web Warrior Protocols that have made this all possible, and a big thank you to all of the channel's patrons. The support from Patreon goes towards buying new terrain and buying new models to be painted up to be used on the channel. If you'd like to support the channel through joining the Patreon, you can find a link to it down below in the description, as well as links to all of the channel's social media.